Alrighty, so welcome back to the Lex and Lace podcast. Here we are, season two. We have more guests, and what's been happening? So I got on Instagram. That's something that's been happening, which is scary. It's super scary. I hate that app. It's so scary, but the promo has to happen. Someone has to do the promo. So I'm on Instagram, but no one hit me up on Instagram. That is not an app that I'm on. I'm just there to post and dip. Like I'm too scared of that app on its own. I like do something on and then I'm like, ah, and then I like delete it. But it's fine because this is a new season, and you might be hearing someone giggling in the background because we have a guest.
Hey, what's up?
All right, Miss Guest. So let us know, who are you, what do you do, and how did we meet?
So, how did we meet? Hello. I'm
Let's start off with who you are. Talk about how did we meet.
okay. Well, I'm
Exactly.
Ebube Nwafo for those who are gonna try Google me. Um,
Google
I'm
her. You might
no,
find out some cool things.
please no. I'm Ebube Nwafo. I am a Pan Africanist organizer and a student, master student.
Hey, look at you,
African Studies.
masters.
Child, I'm tired of this program, but that's me. I'm just a girl. I hate that. I'm so sorry I just said that, but this is
You are
me.
just a girl.
I'm this is me.
What?
Child, we're good. This is who I am. I'm
Mm-hmm.
many things, I'm an artist, I'm a friend, I'm a lover, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister,
I'm
I'm a cousin.
the whole shebang. Talk about I'm
That's
everything.
me. I'm everything.
I'm
Like this is
everything.
me.
So funny.
Yeah.
That's
Hope that was good
hilarious.
enough.
You were good. So
All
how did we
right.
meet? How did we meet? Do you want to say how we
I
met?
think you want to say how we met.
Um, the best way I can put it is we met around. We met around. We were both in Maputo at the time, and Ibubu was like my internet friend, and then I was like, okay, let me meet this internet friend.
Right. Yeah, that's how we met.
That's the best way I can put it. One can infer many different ways. You can infer what you want to infer from that. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. And we've been friends ever since. It's been a year.
We,
Or
it
like
has been
almost
a
a year.
year, and like,
Yeah.
dude, our friendship is so deep. Like, I asked her to draw me a tattoo, and she did it, and now it's on my body. Like, that's how
And
close
it's
we are.
gorgeous.
It's
If
so
anybody,
pretty. If
yeah,
you need a tattoo plug, I know someone.
got your I don't charge yet. So come to
Why
me
would you
when
say that you don't
I just
charge?
feel
Yes, you
I just feel
charge.
like I don't charge yet, but like maybe if someone comes with a crazy freaking proposal, maybe you know what I mean?
You
Up
did a
my
good
price.
job, though. I was just like, here's some inspiration. You did it perfectly, so.
Thank you. And it looks gorgeous on you. Love designing tattoos, so please take up the offer while I don't charge for now. Hear
That's
from me.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Anywho, let's get into the next segment. And we're back. So, Ebube, what are we getting into today? What are we getting into today? Tell us.
Today we are getting into so as a Pan-Africanist organizer, we
Yes.
encounter a lot of things within organizations, within our movements, but today we're gonna talk about gender relations, patriarchy within
We
the
love talking. Oh, I love talking about
yeah,
patriarchy
yeah.
every single day. Do you know what's crazy? This is so bad. It's gonna give me such a bad rap, but it's like I feel like I'm like a self-proclaimed misandrist, which is crazy,
Oh no.
but it's not crazy at the same time.
Right, right. This is the thing because, generally historically within Pan-Africanist movements, they're like we push, at least the revolutionary ones, I would say we
Mm-hmm.
push we are in one struggle together, men,
We
women,
are
all of us. You feel
no
me? So
100%.
so we shouldn't be Well, fucking patriarchal. But unfortunately, some people don't get the memo. You know what
They
I mean?
don't at all. Like
Right.
it's not even funny. Like one thing I really like to push is like this might be a little bit of like a derailing of some sorts, but like even in like movements of today and like socialist movements and just like movements where you want more workers' rights, I'm very much of the part of the like um party that, guys, let's drop all of these identity politics. It has to be the 99% versus the 1%. Let's stop wasting time. Let's
Hmm.
stop wasting time. Because the more they try to
Absolutely.
divide us, that's when you're wasting time. So I think the same applies to like everything you're.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the issue that I'm having. I think today I was looking at for resources on,
Mm-hmm.
you know, updated analysis on gender relations in Africa, in the
Right.
Pan-Africanist movement in general, and I didn't find anything. And like I asked people who, of course, I should do more research. I'm sure there's something out there somewhere,
There
but for
is. There
now, I
probably
found
is.
nothing, which means that a lot of what we um uphold is like
Mm-hmm.
a revolutionary analysis on patriarchy on gender is actually based on writings from men in the
Man,
60s.
essentially, yeah.
In the
A lot
60s.
of it is male. A lot of it is male centered.
And that's crazy to me. Like, how are we not upgrading this one thing? Yo, I feel like people treat patriarchy as like a side concern. You know what I mean? Um,
It
when
is.
women are we forgetting that like we have the population? We're majority on the continent. We're majority of the population actually. You know what I mean?
Literally, we're the majority of the population, even globally. So it's like, what are we
Thank
even
you,
doing? Like,
thank
what are
you.
we actually doing as a collective?
Hmm.
Do you know, I think women should be more angry, but women are not as angry as I am, which is
I
weird to me.
agree. I agree, and I think that this is like when we talk about liberation and
Mm.
then patriarchy and then women's liberation and then gender relations. I feel like y'all are missing the fucking point. Like women are the majority. If we're talking about liberation, we're actually talking about women's liberation primarily.
They're primarily.
Yeah, for me. Even like Moors. Let's talk about Moors because y'all
Jay.
that country going though. Yeah, for me.
It
But
is.
like the majority of the economically active population is agricultural workers, like
Mm-hmm.
farmers. You know what I mean?
Basically,
And the majority of that population is women,
is women.
you know? So if we're saying we need to like redistribute the wealth, we need to ensure that the economy is benefiting the masses who work, blah 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 blah. That's actually women that we're talking about.
Yeah,
And like
like a lot. Literally, poor women contribute a lot more to society than any other group of
absolutely.
anywhere economically. So it's like, why are this is why I'm saying that like this the dis like us like separating ourselves doesn't make sense. But then it's like that's the only way for you. We have to, there's no way that you can ignore certain issues if you don't acknowledge them in the first place. So it's like as much as I want to be like, you know what, guys, if we're gonna get out of capitalism, if we're gonna get out of this like economic state of the world, and we're gonna have to, band together under one banner, that one banner is still gonna be problematic because women are not gonna be acknowledged, even if we
Hmm.
try, which is upsetting. And they haven't been acknowledged every time people have come under one banner to fight off, you know,
Hmm.
worker struggles, poor people struggles. Yeah,
For real. And the reason I believe that is because never once have we stopped struggling. Like
not at
since
all.
time immemorial, I think people have a really defeatist approach to history, which is like, well, I mean, look at where we are now. Yeah, shit sucks right now. Unfortunately, it's be
Literally.
horrible, horrible. But that doesn't mean that we're never gonna get out of it. And we've been in worse conditions. Like in many, if we look at
True.
this ain't the first time we've been through a lot. A lot of the things are new. A lot of the conditions that we're passing through are contemporary new conditions. But before this, can we talk about colonialism and slavery? But
Why'd you put on your, oh my god, why'd you put on your
no,
American accent? Talk about colonialism,
and
slavery,
slavery. No,
slavery.
because no, for real. Not even as a joke, because those were serious. And somehow we found a
Yeah,
way out. You
bro.
know what I mean? So I'm really not. I'm not of the mind that things are so bad that we will never make it out. No, and women, like, oh my God,
Women are
I
the
just think
backbone in a lot of these movements. Let's start there.
absolutely our contribution has really been understated, like in history
100%.
in general. Um, so I don't know. For me, it's a central question, like in organizing specifically, and that's I think in the period that I'm existing in right now, the atmosphere that I'm living in my life,
Yeah.
um, it's become more central than I think have allowed to be for a couple of years. So I don't know. I'm also in a new relationship. So that's making me ask a lot of questions. You
That's
know
like
what
you
I
ask
mean?
a lot of questions. That does make sense. That's what relationships are, dude. Especially like queer relationships will make you like
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
will be like you have to like reframe your whole mindset and be like, wait a minute,
Mm-hmm.
I'm losing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like losing. Even stuff like economics of being in a queer relationship. It'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
damn. So we're both women.
Mm-hmm.
Who paying the bill? All type like this is oh, there's so many different things that you have
Yeah,
to like think about. And like
I think go on, please.
no, this is just an anecdote going back to what we were talking about. I remember it was one of your students when you were still like you when you were like up doing
Political education program,
your
Pan Africanist.
political education program. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, so like, oh, what are y'all doing this week? She goes, yeah, we're looking at how like women were involved in the revolution. And she
Mhm.
was like, yeah, I don't really think they were very much involved. And I was like, what?
Mhm.
You saying this with chest?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Uh,
I was like,
this,
it's you just don't know about it. It's okay.
thank
You just don't
you.
know about it.
Thank you. And I think people need to be more honest about this. Like, we admit that we haven't learned everything that there is to learn? Like, can
We
we just
haven't,
be
and it's
open and
okay.
honest?
Literally.
Thank you. Thank you. For me, this relationship, like, is
Hmm.
so many things. It's so many things. And it's coinciding with my question about patriarchy in general, but also specifically in the Pan-Africanist, revolutionary
Yeah.
Pan-Africanist movement.
Okay.
Um, so
Sorry.
I'm,
How did your relationship make you think about that?
oh, let's break it down. You feel me?
We're breaking it
So
down.
let's break it down. So before
Do
I got here,
okay.
before I got to, well, I'm in London and I'm doing my master's here. And
Look
before I
at
got
you.
here, I was very much of the mind that, first of all, I'm coming in to be celibate. I'm going to be alone all year.
That was the
um,
plan, was it not?
yeah, that was the plan, but that's okay. Shit happens, life happens, you know what I mean? That was the initial plan. And on top of all that, I was like very much of the mind that, I don't really date Europeans. That's not me. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's just not my type, period. You know what I mean? Um, but then both things completely were shattered, obviously, because now I'm in a relationship with a woman who's English Irish. She's cool. I love her a lot. Like it was really obvious from the like beginning, from the first second, really, that this would be something more than what I had intended for it to be. Not this relationship, but
This
like
is
intended to get
beautiful.
into this year.
This is beautiful.
Um,
I'm such an I love
but
love person. Wow.
me too. I'm such a lover, my goodness. But this obviously has led me to ask so many questions because this
Mm-hmm.
relationship has come after 4 years of my involvement in the Pan-Africanist organization.
Mm-hmm.
Um and these types of questions are very much a no-no. Like not only I'm queer, obviously, but that one I think is starting to be talked about. But
Mm-hmm.
interracial relationships is like, whew, that's a whole different ball game.
That's brave. I used to go uni with this girl and like she was very much she was like the head of like she was the president of like our ACS and stuff. And yeah,
Hmm.
she was dating a white guy and we were all like
Hmm.
the way you speak and the way you present yourself, this is
Hmm.
crazy. She goes,
Hmm.
listen, man, that's the love of my life.
Life happens. You know what I
Life
mean?
happens. Life
And
happened
it's
for her for real.
and it's so easy to be prescriptive. And still, I subscribe to the idea love is not apolitical. Let's be very serious and very clear. Love is not
Yeah,
apolitical.
no,
Your
you can't
type
joke
is
about
not absolutely your type is not apolitical. You can't pretend to like, oh, that's just what I prefer. I think that's dishonest. I think that assumes
that.
that you're living in a vacuum and like you're not susceptible to all the BS propaganda that we have. Spread all around. Um, but at the end of the day, this caught me so off guard and obviously led me to ask so many freaking questions. I was like, wait, what the hell is going on? You feel me? Like, this is so new. And now what happens with my politics? Because I'm a socialist,
Mm.
I'm Pan-Africanist, I know all of these things, and I still am. But how does that coexist with you're dating a European? You know what I mean? Um, what happens? You know,
You're,
the resources aren't
I mean,
there.
you're, that's something you'll figure out with time. I don't think you should be worried about that.
No, no, I'm not worried anymore. I think I was worried absolutely when the relationship first started. I could not stop thinking about this shit. I was like, what the f like,
Really?
absolutely. I was like distraught. What is going on? How has this happened? How have I let you know what I mean? But so many things. And this is why, forget my relationship. This is what led me to the question about patriarchy and a
Mm.
term that I did not coin, but it made me think about heteronationalism, which I don't know the actual definition, y'all. Please don't quote me on this. But from what I understand it to be, it is the idea that a nation can only be built on heterosexual relationship. And this is why a lot of Pan-Africanists have um, put a lot of emphasis on the family, the black family. Like the man and the woman
Forget
and
that.
reproducing a nation and reproducing children and
Forget that.
um you see, yeah, I agree that we should obviously challenge that. And this relationship, I think, has made me challenge that more. Because, obviously, I mean, I'm queer. I've known this before this relationship, but I didn't really interrogate too much the racial dynamics
The racial
in
dynamics,
at
especially
all.
now that you're in London and not like in in Mozambique or like Swaziland or anything.
Exactly, exactly. So this is totally new. I'm thinking more about why are we so hell-bent as Pan-Africanists, as Africans, really? Like
Yeah.
the interracial question is not really unique to Pan-Africanists. I think it's just we're uncomfortable with this. Like, why are we dating Europeans? Valid. You understand? But like I'm more now interested in the underlying reasons. You know what I mean? Um, what is the
Hmm.
connection between hesitance or resistance to interracial relationships and heteronationalism and like preserving your blood and your seed and all of these types of what
I
I
am
mean?
so those people. I'm very much like no one will taint my bloodline.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's so crazy
And
because
I
you're
sound like
queer.
a I sound like a black supremacist, which some will say that I am, some will say that I'm not.
Go ahead. But I think even that type of speech permeates into the language of people who don't even want kids. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you mean my
100%,
bloodline?
mind you, I'm one of those people.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So this stuff is
Yeah,
really
no.
interesting because sometimes it actually has nothing to do with material reality. If you don't want kids, you're still talking it's gonna taint my bloodline. What bloodline? Like,
What bloodline?
and that's so interesting. Like, I get it. Of course we get where this was coming from. You feel me? But I'm more interested in what is provoking this kind of visceral reaction, even in the cases of people who don't want kids, in the case of people who are queer, who, to the best of my knowledge, now of this statistic I think is outside. It was drawn from outside Africa, but like
Right.
queer relationships tend to be more interracial than than heterosexual
That would make a
relationships.
lot of sense. That makes way
Yeah,
more sense.
absolutely. And what inspires that as well? I highly doubt that queer people are less susceptible to anti-black propaganda and you know what I mean?
True.
So what is that? Like,
We
is it
just love deeper and we can get past those
nah.
boundaries.
Ah, please.
Because we love, because what? Because love is love.
No, no, please. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think people buy into these types of surface level explanations, which I don't know if I buy into. Like, love is love, la, 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 that's cute. But that doesn't explain why. No, it doesn't. It doesn't explain why a white woman would be so willing to get with a black woman when in other contexts, like heterosexual white women
Context,
and
you
black
most likely
women,
go for what? Yeah.
you know what I mean? It doesn't explain that. Um,
Damn, you're opening up my mind. You
I'm
see,
just
this is what the podcast was about, yo. Opening up one's mind. Look at this.
Period. This is what I'm interested in because within the Pan-Africanist movement now, obviously, what I'm doing is taboo now. Like this is you do not play a ball. Um, What's it? Dating white
Okay.
people. You don't cross the line. You don't cross the line. You do
Damn.
not cross the fucking line.
I'm so sorry
Which
to white people who are listening to my podcast.
they'll be alright. Yeah, for me, it'll be alright. Because this is the type, and mind you, I'm having these conversations with my partner as well. And I'm saying, like, all of this is so new to me. You're gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to learn. There's a lot of adapting that I'm trying to learn how to do
See, you
without.
guys are patient. I don't have time for that.
What do you mean?
I think with me, I'm very much even like even if you're not African, I'm like I'm not interested anymore. I need you to know a few things. I can't. Mind you, I've dated like people from the I've dated diaspora blacks and it's not the same, man. It's not the same.
This
They
is
don't know
the
what the hell is going on. No one knows what the hell
child.
going on. Now you guys are crossing that line. Brave.
No,
I
but
don't have
this is
time
the
to teach
problem.
anyone anything personally.
This is the question. This is
Yeah,
why I'm also questioning. I think a lot of times people emphasize culture over politics. You know, I don't know
personally.
if you can divorce them first of all, but second of all, there tends to be that emphasis. Like they need to understand why I do my hair the way I do my hair. They need to understand why I eat the food I eat. They need to understand why I clap when I laugh or some type of, you know what I
Don't run away when
mean?
you laugh.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's all cool. I get why people would feel the need to have a partner that understands that. But
Oh,
politics as well, I think that's central for me. For me, that's more central. Because it's like we need to align on the way we see the
the
world and the way
world.
we
Interact with the
work
world.
towards
Words.
with the world and work towards building a new
Oh
world.
my
Because as an
god.
organizer, it's critical for me to have a partner that shares a vision of what a new socialist, fucking just humane world looks like. And I don't know if I can reduce that to race because I've met a good amount of Europeans. Well, we can assume with Europeans that they do not agree in general, and then we can assume yes, let's like if we're being serious, we cannot assume it's like what they say, guilty until proven innocent. Period. You know, and then we can assume with Africans, I think it's dishonest, honestly, to assume like we all just share the same political perspective. That's just not true.
No, we
You know what I
don't,
mean?
because I tell you, one of the people I hate to meet the most are black capitalists. Like that is you are the poster child for you played yourself. Like I know exactly what's going on. I know I'm being played every time I go to work.
Thank you.
You don't need to be. You are playing yourself.
And I just don't get it. I don't get it. But you see, let me say this. Still, in the minds of the we must stick to our race. That person is better to date than somebody who does share your politics of another race. And what inspires that? Is it just because they're black? You know what I mean? Even though you disagree on fucking every other fundamental thing. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, of course not. You can't just be there. Well, like they're black, they're African, I'm African. I like Teletubbies.
Not
Like
totally.
Teletubbies. Like y'all need to be y'all need to be having serious ass conversations about how
Yeah,
you view the world.
absolutely.
Literally.
Absolutely. And like I'm thinking also in the case of heterosexual black women, heterosexual African women, even based on the
Mhm.
continent. Like Mars used to be a settler colony, but we're talking now about like, well, we know the context in which interracial relationships formed. It's very colonial. It's actually violent. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah,
So we
100%.
can't ignore that at all. So with Mars women getting with European men, oftentimes the power relations, I mean,
Yeah, the power
generally,
dynamic
absolutely.
is
Yeah, it's
terrible.
weird. It's
It's
weird.
weird.
You feel me? But we're now talking what happens in that situation where um we expect her to be with an African. I would expect her to be with an African given the power relations. But like, you know what I mean? In a situation where you're meeting people who are not aligned with you
Yeah.
politically. You know what I mean? European probably won't be either. So I don't know how it gets to the point where you're seeking a
Yeah,
European.
but at the end of the
You know
day, isn't it about like when it comes to specific relationships, yeah, you're gonna think about those things, but it's like given how maybe it's I from like maybe I just come from a different perspective, but it's like given how maybe black men treat black women, they're I don't think black women deserve that kind of a you see that kind of like struggle love. And it's like at some point I think what a lot of black women give up. One statistics that I was seeing is that a lot of black women are more likely to date black men, but black
Mhm.
men are like kind of like in
Wishy-washy.
yeah, wishy-washy in between. I think it's still like they're still more likely to, but it's still wishy-washy in between. So it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, if I can't speak up on Africa in this because they weren't part of that study, but especially in
Mm-hmm.
the diaspora, it's like, how can I, in good faith, as a black woman, seek out a black man when black men don't even want me in the first place? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So it's
think
like, let
this.
me go where I'm loved. Sometimes it's really let me go where I'm loved. And yes, this white man, there's a weird power dynamic, but he loves me in the way that I want to be loved. So
This is my problem, okay? Because yes, I'm happy you pointed out that some of those statistics, first of all, don't address Africa. And second of all, I also
no,
did see a statistic, I think it was US based. I don't remember where I saw this, but like 70
yeah,
something percent of black men are married to other black women.
yeah, they
Um,
are.
so so the majority, I think this gets a lot of press, like that black men hate black women, which hey, I'm not saying it's
Maybe,
false.
maybe,
I'm not saying
maybe,
it's
maybe,
false.
maybe,
I'm
maybe,
just
maybe,
saying
maybe.
it's a broad generalization. And of course, we know black men, some black men who prefer European women and are very open about that. They do not hide that at all. You
Heh,
feel me? Yeah.
poof, they
But
don't hide
like,
it at all. Mm-mm.
I think the question of love here is now interesting. I was having a conversation with one of my classmates,
Yeah,
a Kenyan guy, and he was talking about, um, well, right now black men are up. They're up because they're desirable by.
that's true. Back in the day, they went up.
But is it up or fetishization? This is the question I'm having.
That's also the problem.
Is that
That's also the
love?
problem. That's also the
You
problem.
know, is it love or is it fetishization? Because black
Uh,
women, African women who are saying, I'm going to white men because that's where I'm loved. Is that where you're loved or is that where you're fetishized, objectified? But that's, it's better than nothing, I guess. If we've already hit rock bottom, you can't go lower. You feel me? You can't. That's what it seems to
dog.
be, that we're settling for, just at least we're desired, even if it's like a objectifying type of sexualizing, fetishizing desire. At least it's desire. You know what I mean?
I
That's an
don't know. You
issue.
think Serena Williams being is fetishized?
Look, I don't know about Serena Williams' relationship, but I do know it fits a statistic. Like, what happens when black women are saying, I'm just going where I'm loved, and where they're loved is white men? That kind of assumes that white men just love black women, which is crazy. Like, in
Which
society, are
is
we not
not
seeing
true
what's going
also.
on? That's crazy. That's a crazy assumption, you know? So I think it's like people have recognized that, okay, I'm not desired here in this relationship, maybe if it's a
Yeah,
black woman
no.
with a black
Yeah,
man.
no. With black men for sure.
But so desire can look like anything if you've already hit rock bottom. You know what I mean? That's not good. You know what I mean?
That's so that's crazy. That kind of reminds me of the Danish Deception. Did you watch it? Or did you
No,
hear
what's that?
about it?
No.
Oh, good. Your fellow Nigerian sis. She's some
No,
Nigerian
no.
sis from Texas, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she was on holiday in like Croatia or something, and she goes, he was so chiseled and muscly, blonde hair, blue eyes. As soon as she started saying that, I said, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's done. It's done. We
Mm-hmm.
know what you want. So
Mm-hmm.
is that's also a power dynamic where it's like basically he ended up being a scammer, like a whole types of like
Mm-hmm.
all types of crazy stuff that he ended up
Mm-hmm.
doing, like not a good person, right? But a lot of the discourse that came out of that was like, would you have accepted this type of behavior if the guy had been black? Let's talk.
Thank you.
Because the way she was like, yeah, him and his family and da, 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 and then we were thinking about children and his blue eyes, da, 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 da. And it's like, merde, you wanted to build, and apparently she was even sending like, because they were influencing at some point, so she was even sending her page, like her pictures with her man, to like these like interracial couple pages, and it's like,
Oh,
you were
God.
trying to build something in your head,
Yeah.
and you allowed yourself to become in debt and to be scammed by this individual, and for this individual to scam your family
Mm-hmm.
because you wanted to fit a certain like dynamic in your head, and you
Mm-hmm.
thought you had the prize essentially. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, in that situation, that's kind of the opposite of what you're saying, where it's like, was he fetishizing her? I mean, maybe he was more so using her. Let's talk about that, like that's different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But was she fetishizing him? Because that's also a thing where it's like,
Absolutely.
where it's like, oh, I'm with this white person, so that means I'm better than XYZ, or
There you
I'm
go.
dating a white person, so that means that I'm up as well. And it's like, are you up?
Thank
Or
you. Thank you. It's an access thing. And I think
it
we need
is
to
an
be very
access thing.
honest about this. Number one, it's an access thing. I think people forget, first of all, we live under capitalism. It's not just white supremacy. Like,
For sure.
when we see under a colonial dynamic, Europeans have all the riches, all the goods. And people forget that white women also were part of these coveted goods. The car,
100%.
when African people aspire towards a house that looks like a European house, we recognize that as, well, you're just trying to level up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When
I'm trying
they
to
aspire to,
innovate,
thank you. You aspire to,
develop.
thank you. You aspire towards a European car. Oh, I'm just trying to level up. You aspire towards a European woman. Then they're like, hey, it's like, wait, no, no, no. This is the same type of
It's a
dynamic. It's the
say
same
yeah,
shit.
same WhatsApp.
Same thing. You know what I mean? But people kind of like have more smoke for that because it's more acceptable, obviously, to want a better house and a better car. But
For
like
sure.
the better woman is what we've been advertised as European women for fucking ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what does that mean for us as African women who are also, well, then the heterosexual African women who are specifically looking for European men? Like this is not, it's not outside of the WhatsApp group. It's all in the same WhatsApp group. And then for me, that's why a lot of these questions are coming now with me and my interracial relationship. Because there's also the stereotype that the higher you go, the whiter your the partners look. Like I've now left the pits, Oklahoma. And
Yeah.
like what I mean? And now I'm in London, I'm doing my masters, and I have a white girlfriend that looks a certain way. And you can't ignore that. You know what I mean? Um
Oh, like, oh, Ebube was in the trenches with us. Oh, now she in London.
you see what I
Oh,
mean?
she found white woman.
Yeah.
That's
But that's
crazy.
true. And you can't ignore that. You know what I mean? Of course, I didn't actively go seek out a European woman. That's not the point, though. The point is what it looks like. You know what I mean? And this is the
Yeah.
question of access. Now I have
Yeah.
access that I didn't maybe have before. Well, I mean, I had access to Europeans. I mean, I don't have to repeat that. But the point is, this is a whole new dynamic that I'm now thinking about. And of course, I know love is there. It's not about love, though. I know
Stop.
love is there. It's
Yeah.
about what we need to still address. Like, type is not apolitical.
It's
Love is
not
not apolitical.
political.
It's not. It's not. And all of this stuff made me connected to patriarchy because this is my first relationship with a woman in like, well, 3, 4 years, 5 years. I don't know. I've had things, but not relationship. So there's a lot of
Right.
like more serious questions that I'm asking
Mm-hmm.
um now while I'm doing the politics stuff that I'm doing, my organizing work. What does this mean?
For sure.
You know? So maybe we
Hmm.
can go into it more in the next section. I don't know if we have to stop now or
Girl, you know we've been going on for 33 minutes. I'm gonna have to like cut it anyway.
okay, okay,
I'm gonna have
okay.
to do a lot of editing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should we keep going?
We can keep going. What are you gonna talk about?
I mean, it's
Because
really
I
as
feel like we
simple as
already
this.
have 3 sections. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, we're good. That's basically the point. I think it's a lot more thinking. I don't have all the resolutions. Why I'm less worried now is because I started to really like question a lot of these things. One of the major questions I had
Mm-hmm.
was why emphasis also on what your partner looks like when really Africans are allowed to have friends that look like anybody. You can have a European friend, you can have a Indian friend, you can have fucking friends from fucking everywhere. But when you have a European partner, that becomes a serious question. And that made me question monogamy and like the emphasis on your partner over your friends. Why people focus on what your partner the politics of your partner, but I feel like your friends also reveals your politics and who you are.
For sure. Oh
Um,
my God. One of my mom's work colleagues, I remember when I was in Joburg with them, she was talking about like, yeah, no, my kids like they grew up in malls and stuff, so they grew up around black people. So even when they went to study abroad, guess who they gravitated towards? Black people. And it's like,
mhm, mhm,
even though they're white.
mhm.
So
Thank you,
crazy.
and that says a lot as well. You
It
know,
does.
I think people ignore that it's not honest. A lot of the conversation isn't honest. It feels grounded in feelings. Like, I don't want my blood to be tainted, but you know what, kids? You know what I mean?
You
What
know
does
what I
that
mean?
mean?
Not my bloodline.
You know what I'm trying to say,
Uh,
girl. You know?
I don't. Do you
So
know what? Do you know what? That no. But I'm also like, but wait, why do you care so much about what people think about your relationship?
no, 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 no. That's the point I'm trying to make. Initially, I was like panicking, you know? I was like, fuck. I'm obviously a Pan-Africanist organizer. I'm outside. People are seeing
Mm.
me. And I love publicly. I'm not a hider of my love. You know what I mean? I
Real
really do.
PDA,
No,
real
I really,
lovers.
truly, I love that. And it made me question a lot of things because I know how people see me. It also is a result of me knowing how I see other interracial couples. If I'm being very honest, like I be giving side eye sometimes because it's sus. You have to
Black
ask
man, white
questions.
woman. I'm like
Thank you. You have
the
to
other way
ask
around. I'm like,
questions.
I understand, sister. It's okay. I
No,
understand, sister. It's okay.
but do you see what I mean? Even that, like, there's so many assumptions that you have to make in order to
For sure.
understand. You know,
True. True.
there's so many assumptions. So it's just a lot of questions. Now I'm really okay. Like, I'm much more okay than I was. I still ask questions, but I'm more settled
Fair
because in the
enough.
beginning I was panicking, you know? I think it's coming to these realizations, asking more questions that made me be like, wait a second, a lot of these stuff doesn't make any sense at all. Um, but to each their own, obviously.
To each their
I'm still
own.
unlearning. I'm still unlearning because,
Look
as I
at
said, I
her.
did come in with a specific politics, but we're
We'll get there.
figuring it out. Figuring
We'll
it out.
figure
Yeah,
it out.
that's pretty much
All
it.
right. Anywho, like that's the end of the pod. We spoke about a lot of things today. We spoke about a lot of things, and I'm so glad that she came on the pod today. Really and truly.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for coming on
having
as a guest.
me.
Thank you, Ebube. You spoke. Yeah. You know, you actually inspired me to start this podcast. So I am so glad that I could finally get
Oh,
you on the pod.
oh, Lexi, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're one of the people who makes the most with your time. Like, I feel like
I
there's
try.
no time you're not doing nothing. It's so
Dude,
inspiring.
I was literally talking about this with a friend yesterday. I was like, I find it very difficult to be idle. Super
Yeah,
difficult. I
of
cannot do
course,
it.
girl, you obviously need to rest sometimes, but you're really good at making the most milking your time. Like, you don't
I
play
try.
about your seconds and your minutes. You
At
feel me?
all. I really try. Even sleep is on a
Yeah.
timer. Even that sleep is on a timer. But
No.
yeah, no. I'm really glad I get you on the pod. It just love hearing. Oh wow. Oh, such a joy. I think what we spoke about is like people are gonna be like, what the hell are these women talking?
Yeah.
This is gonna be the most controversial one. No lie.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm going to read the comments and see what happens. Because this is the point. The point is to spark conversation. Now, it's
For
not to
sure.
say I have all the answers. I'm also learning. I think comments will also teach
No,
me, you
dude.
know?
No, for
So
sure.
look forward to it.
Listen, you good luck with your love. Listen, at the end of the day, love is love, isn't it? Love is love.
Right, yeah,
So I
nah.
love you. But my bloodline will not be tainted. Let me just put that out there.
Right.
Put that
Let's
out
see,
there.
stop with this, my bloodline. You and your no
Listen,
uncle
man.
kids.
Listen, man. When my elders die out and then start doing family photos, and I'm seeing that the family photos are getting lighter as we go along in the generations, we're
No.
gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem.
Okay. All right. I'm
We're
of the
gonna.
same mind. I agree. I actually agree. I agree. I think it's crazy for you to be saying because you don't even want kids. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but I have cousins who want kids, and
All right. I feel you. I think it's a valid concern. But it's more, I got more questions, obviously. You feel me?
my blood. Listen, my ovaries won't be tainted. That's all I know.
All right. All right, girl.
That's all
This
I
is
know.
good. This has been so good. I'm so happy about this.
It's all good.
You know.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on the Lex and Lace podcast. Everybody, I am now available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. My Instagram is LXNDRZNDML if you want to follow me. Yeah. Don't DM me. I get scared.
Why are you
Anywho,
scared?
yeah, we'll tune in next week. I don't know what I'm gonna do next week. We'll see. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.